What's up? What's up? What's up? The sideline, the baseline. It's your boy MB and K. Lou is on spring break. He can't join us, but hey, man, we got the double A in the house. He's holding it down. What's up, double A?
What's happening?
All right, he's feeling a little better than my man D Haven. Man, we got to see. He's I don't know D Haven with I don't know how you feel with Brady coming back, man. I thought you was about to pull what else? Sanford Star. Weezy, I'm coming to see you. You know,
He's coming to San Francisco.
yeah, man. I know you was hoping for that, man. What's your thoughts on that, bro?
That's what I thought. I thought that's what he was waiting for. And I just think the Bucks didn't budge, but I think he really wanted to come back to go to San Francisco. And
that's your story. You sticking with it, huh?
I was thinking he wanted to come back to go to San Francisco. And then once they didn't budge and the new league year starts Wednesday, he was like, well, y'all not going to budge. I still want to play. So he had to go back to Tampa. Bruce Arians wasn't giving him up.
Yeah, I wouldn't give him up either, man. You know, forget that.
But I think he definitely wanted to play. I think he wanted to play for the 49ers.
Okay. What's your thoughts, double A?
I think you're right, and I think Russell going to Denver is one less quarterback he's got to face in the NFC. And the easiest way, he don't have to go through that NFC West. He's got to go through that NFC South, and he's got an easy road there. So, you know, if they fix some of their holes that they let him down with last year, you know, Tampa's right for not letting him go. They got as good a shot as anybody. So, you know, if San Fran's either got the future, they drafted him last year, or they got to go get somebody, you know?
Right.
So we got to trade the incumbent because we're over the cap right now. We have to be under the cap by Wednesday at 4.
Okay.
There's been a flurry of moves today. We talked about Tampa. They re-signed their starting cornerback, Carlton Davis. Yeah. People are starting to go. They're starting to get the band back together already.
Right.
Oh, they signed Davis back.
They just re-signed Davis. I mean, stuff is coming across the wire quickly, but they just re-signed Carlton Davis.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think
they re-signed the center back too.
They re-signed the center back Jensen.
Yep, and they
Marquette stayed retired though.
They tagged Goodwin, right?
Godwin is tagged.
Godwin, yep.
Fournette had a farewell to Tampa on his social media, but then he took it off. He took that off, so that could be Fournette going back to Tampa. And Ali Marpet they tried to get Ali Marpet back, but he stayed retired.
All right, and then what about what's my JPP? I mean, he's unrestricted as well. I hope they end up signing him back as well.
No news on JPP or Sue. The big one that they had to get back was Carlton Davis, though, and they did that.
Yeah, that's huge. You're right, and Sue is also a restricted free agent as well. So
unrestricted,
So, but I mean, it's ironic because last year that was the year they ended up bringing everybody back, you know, and then man, I was there. They were my favorite to repeat, but then the wheels fell off, like you mentioned, with AB doing this thing, taking his shirt off, you know, and walking on the field. And then the injuries and stuff, secondary injuries early in the season, that kind of hunted them throughout. I mean, they even had to sign Richard Sherman. Then he got hurt. They was trying to, and then uncharacteristic the way they played defense. That last playoff game was like a sample of how the season went for them. You know, one quarter, one half, the defense not doing well, and then they doing well, and then offensively, it's just they ran out of weapons. AB gone. Goodwin hurt, you know, and I mean it's just they just ran out of weapons. So we'll see. But you're right.
If it weren't for one throw from Stafford, they'd probably still been there. You know,
exactly.
He brought him back and won that game. You know,
no doubt.
They just they breathed and they got caught. So
yeah. No doubt. And that way you mentioned about Russell Wilson, man. What's your thoughts on that? I got to be honest. I was shocked that they did it just because of Pete and his age, and you like, man, and it's a weak quarterback draft, you know. And I'm like, man. And then even if you say, okay, they trade him, they definitely got their money worth out of them. They definitely got a lot of draft capitals. I think it was like in a lot of draft. You know, they got like 5 picks, and then they got 3 players as well. But still. I mean, even if they end up winning the Deshaun Watson trade, it's like, man, Russell and Watson, man, you know, I mean, you know, it's still not it's still I was shocked. I was shocked that they pulled the trigger. Even Pete came and said beforehand that he wasn't. But you know how that is. It's like a politician. You just got to read between the lines. But I was shocked that they did it. I mean, what was your guys' reaction with that?
Go ahead, Double A.
I mean, if I'm putting myself in Russell's shoes and I need a fresh place, I mean, going to Denver, it worked for Peyton. Theoretically, they're loaded. They're they're maybe a few players away. It was a good move. Seattle, they got the picks out of it. So I thought it worked out for everyone. Whether Seattle winds up with Deshaun, I don't know. I don't know if that's a fit out there or if that's the right team for him. I mean, they obviously got the weapons on the outside for him, but the interesting one is it was Jimmy G was going to Indy, so where he could wind up in Seattle for all you know at this point.
Right.
Yeah, if they have to release them. The only thing is, I think the AFC West, it's an arms race right now. So the Lakers out there, the Chargers have signed J.C. Jackson. They traded that's the top quarterback market. They traded for Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
So they're loading up because Justin Herbert's on that rookie contract.
Exactly.
Sorry, Derek Carr. I don't know what you're going to do next, but you got to deal with Mahomes. So that's not going to be easy to get through that AFC. Russell Wilson. I think what Seattle might be trying to do is they might be trying to go back to the 2011, 2012, because there's rumors that they're looking at Malik Willis from Liberty at the number 9 pick.
Did you see his throws in the combine?
Yeah, I did. But he's 6 foot. He's I think he goes 6'1" though.
I mean, Russell 5'11". If they can strike gold again,
I hadn't seen an arm like that in a while. So
he flicked it with ease, Double A. So I think if they re-signed Quandre Diggs today, so I think they're trying to rebuild on that defense again, and then maybe try to get a quarterback on a rookie contract, just like they did with Russell. And because if he's a defensive coach, right, Michael?
Yeah,
he's a defensive coach. So I think they might try to win differently. Go take it back to whatever that was, 2012. And see what they.
So you think, as far as going back to the Legion of Boom, winning on defensively and going back to that,
ground and pound, yeah.
I mean, I think they might. I mean, I don't know why they would get rid of Wagner, but I think
but
the money that they're putting in. I mean, they re-signed Al Woods. They're putting it on the defensive side of the ball. They did re-sign the tight end Disley to a 3-year, $22 million.
3-year deal.
Yeah.
So and then in that trade, they got
Noah
they got a tight end Noah.
Yeah,
and they got obviously Drew Lock at quarterback. Drew
Lock at quarterback, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they take a flyer on Malik Willis at 9.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody they like to make that trade. That's all I know.
Yeah, I know. To make it, you gotta have a replacement. I mean, for me, I see if it was a younger coach, you hit the rebuild button and say, okay, we're gonna do that. But I mean, to get rid of a proven champion, Super Bowl winning quarterback. I mean, a great locker room leader, great leader, all that stuff, all the tangible that brings to the table. I was just shocked, even though, like I said, I mean, what they got for him is definitely well deserved, But at Pete's age, for him to take a chance on a rookie quarterback, we used to say this in college, and it holds up a little bit in the NFL as well. The more freshmen you have to play, the more losses you're gonna have. Because of the growing pain, especially when you talk about that quarterback position. And I was like, man, they must got something in their back pocket that I don't know. Maybe they're gonna try to get your boy, the boy at Green Bay, the backup now, the first
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. I'm saying,
they got money to spend,
but it's still hitting the reset button when you get rid of a top, Pro Bowl caliber quarterback, and based on the age of your head coach, and then like you said, offensively, offensive line is still need to get together. Dwayne Brown is an unrestricted free agent, so you got to get that right. But you got the weapons on the receiver. Like I know people talk about Denver Broncos being young, up and coming team and total package, but I mean the receivers, the Seattle receivers are still above them. They're still top notch, obviously. And then when you talk about defense,
was it the case of Russell really pushing his way out and he had enough and wanted a fresh start? Or
he could have
wanted a new challenge.
No trade clause.
Right. So he had to want this
Yeah, he could, and maybe it's mutual. Maybe what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know the details.
It could be that when Paul Allen died, Jody Allen just basically turned everything over to Pete and John Snyder. I mean, she's kind of an absentee owner. I mean, she inherited the team from her brother. Maybe she's like, Pete, you're the man, and he's the de facto everything there. From a football voice, do what you want, Pete. You can hear as long.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? Pete always had that power, even when Paul Allen was alive.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, he could do what he wants. So that's why I'm just surprised, man, because it's like win forever, and Pete wants to win, and maybe they, like you said, they got a plan. I mean, he's a guy that it's like chess. He's always a step ahead. So he's got something in his back pocket that he want to work, and him and John Snyder. So it's more or less like you got to wait and see, And then with the Deshaun Watson, I know we mentioned his name. I mean, with that, but no criminal charges being filed against him. I mean, that right there, his market value and the competition from him is just going to go way up.
But they said the Panthers are offering basically Tepper is willing to sell his soul for his kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Tepper said he can pick the next coach. You can like a poor Matt Rule, but I guess I mean Tepper I think he is the richest owner now, but I guess he really wants to make a splash. They said he was disappointed in the contract that he gave Matt Rule. There's some trepidation about that. And he really wants to make a splash in Charlotte.
Yeah.
He really and he feels that they really whiffed bad on Darnold. So they said he's willing to go give whatever for Deshaun Watson.
So if you're Deshaun, where do you want to go? I guess is the real question. Where's his best chance to win? Or I
think the Saints put an offer on the table.
Yeah, I heard it's the Panthers and the Saints right now. But, with Deshaun, I mean, going to Carolina would be a great move, obviously, because it's close to home. He's from Gainesville, Georgia. It's maybe, 3-hour drive away. It's in that same
You there?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. You're back.
Oh, yeah. It's in the same NFC South Conference, so you'll be able to play Atlanta. Family be able to come see you in New Orleans, short distance as well, But far as just from a family standpoint, Carolina, if he wants to stay close to home, that may be the best situation, But as far as winning now, like a Tom Brady situation, I don't know. It's. I mean, what teams right now will be part of that sweepstate? I know. Let me look at the teams.
They're not going to trade, even though he has a no trade clause. Indianapolis will be a great place for him, but he has a no trade clause.
Right.
Well, he's got to sign off on it. But
they're not going to trade him in the division.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that. I don't care.
Now there was rumors that Minnesota, but I think they just gave Cousins another extension.
They did. They gave him a $35 million extension, guaranteed.
Yeah, Steelers signed Trubisky today, so that was a weird one to me, but that takes them out.
Is Trubisky a starter?
I know they treat it like a gap year. Like I'm like, he went to Buffalo and didn't even play, and man, they treated it. I mean, they treated him like I don't know what happened. What's the difference, between his body of work at the Bears and then now his non-body of work at the Bills? I mean, it's like, but I read somewhere where they were saying that even then, like if he would have came out in the draft this year, he would have been the top quarterback, based on his body of work. So I was like, wow, but I was surprised with that move, as far as that, because like you said, what has he done? Like he really haven't done anything. The verdict is still not out on him, But when you talk about the bidding war, I thought the Eagles would get involved. I got Eagles, Panthers, Seahawks, Tampa's out now. Steelers, I thought Colts, but I thought, that'll be hard because they're in the same division. Right. The Saints, and then I thought about the Dolphins, but now the Dolphins are out because they signed Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Oh, they did. They did. I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
There is a rumor of a dark horse in the Browns.
Ooh. Oh yeah, the Browns. Yeah, with Baker Mayfield, I can see that.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. There is a rumor in the dark horse in the Browns, so I would maybe think about that. But they say the Saints and the Panthers are. I'm with you. I'm with you, MB. I think he'll probably end up in Carolina just because the owner is going to give up the next 10 first-round picks. Do the Dallas Cowboys for the Herschel Walker trade? Just give up.
Right. Because he understands that guy want to win now, and he understands like you got to have a quarterback. And you see it, man. You look at the general manager, Scott. He's from Seattle as well. And you look at the moves they made at quarterback. I mean, they're not afraid to make the moves. Remember, they had Teddy Bridgewater. They gave him all that money, cut him after a year, brought in Sam Donald down. Now they picked up option, right? They got his fifth option, so that's like $18 million. And now they're not afraid to hit the reset button again. They brought Cam back, and now they're like, okay, we get Deshaun Watson. They don't care. They're all hands on deck trying to get it done,
Yeah, but they did go all in on defense through the draft.
What? All in on defense?
The Panthers, I think, like the first couple of years, they've already gone all in on defense. So now it's time for them to go all in on offense.
Okay.
The first couple of years, they spent like they're all 7 picks on defense, like Brian Burns and all those guys and stuff like that.
Yeah. And that defense is tight. I mean, at one point, there was number 1 defense in the league, What other moves surprised you? Whether Aaron Rodgers staying with the Green Bay or cuts. You saw Jarvis Landry got cut today from the Browns, which, there's work, or Amari Cooper getting traded to the Browns. I mean, any moves out there surprise you? And you mentioned
Michael Gallup getting 5 years, $62 million coming off of ACL, and you trade Amari Cooper.
I know.
And weird stuff going on.
Yeah, he got hurt late in the season, David, didn't he?
So basically, you just give Amari Cooper's money to Michael Gallup, but I think Amari might be the better receiver.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Jerry. You letting Mael Collins seek a trade?
So where does Jarvis Landry wind up? He go back to Dallas now? He replaced Amari Cooper?
Some people say Buffalo.
Oof, God.
I would love to see Jarvis in San Francisco, truthfully.
I go back to Deshaun. I mean, you talk about Cleveland being the dark horse. Imagine Pittsburgh. They can't let that happen in that division with what's going on already in Cincinnati and what Baltimore's got.
Yeah.
What's that?
With Lamar in Baltimore and with Burrows in Cincinnati, Pittsburgh can't afford to be going into a season with Trubisky as their quarterback.
I know, right? That's surprising.
Or Cleveland with Baker Mayfield. They both need an upgrade. So I think they're probably in a bidding war. I think Carolina's getting played. I mean, they'll give them everything. So Houston might. That's who they'll give them everything they want. But for Deshaun to succeed, I don't think that's the right team. But what do I know?
For Deshaun, what team you think the right team for Deshaun?
For his family, obviously Carolina being in your own backyard. But for talent, I think you put him in with Flores now in Pittsburgh where he wanted to go.
Yeah, those young weapons.
Or you put him in Cleveland with all that talent that theoretically was there. He wins right now. Who's
Cleveland's number 1 though? AA number 1 receiver. Oh, Amari.
It's gonna be Amari.
Amari was making Dak Prescott look good. No offense.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, you think Carr wants Amari back? I would.
Another shocking move to me was Arizona letting go of Chandler Jones.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
I mean that dude's still producing at a high level. I know he's like is 30, like low 30s, but man, that guy he had 5 sacks one time during the past season.
Yeah, and then you got to get the Stafford in that division. You're gonna have to start getting the Lance. I mean, edge rushers are premium in this league.
Something happened with that Arizona team at the end of the season with Murray and whatever's going on. I don't think they're not headed in the right direction because they started hot and then they just fizzled out.
But they gave Kingsbury an extension though till 2027.
Right. Yeah.
They gave the coach, but they didn't take care of the quarterback.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and the quarterback, like he put in Jerry Maguire, show me some money,
Yep.
So,
but that was shocking. I wonder. Another shocking one is I know they had to franchise tag Devontae Adams. He said he's not going to play on that, but then they're throwing a boatload of money at Aaron Rodgers. but Aaron Rodgers won't disclose how much it is. But there's rumors it's $200 million. But you can't pay Devontae. You franchise tag Devontae Adams. That's an interesting situation.
I need the mute button on Aaron Rodgers. I can't hear it anymore.
Why not Double A? Why not?
I just, he wanted out of there so bad. He was so upset with management and this and that. And I was like, man, listen, you had a good thing there. There was no reason. I get airing your laundry, but I don't know. I just tired of hearing it.
Yeah, it's over with now. I mean, they got it. I mean, they made some cuts today. They got rid of one outside linebacker and
Zadarius Smith, who's not bad. Yep. He wasn't bad.
Yep. Then they signed Preston, and then what's the Campbell? They re-signed him.
Oh, to a big money, Devondre Campbell.
Yeah, he got like 5 year, $50 million.
So your three teams in the NFC are the Rams, the Bucks, and the Packers, right? There ain't no one else with a quarterback that can.
Don't forget about the 49ers.
I can't count them yet because we don't know who the quarterback is.
Well, we can't
make them. You think Trey Lance is ready?
I think so.
He can't look in the eye.
Or else Niner Nation's going to be. No, we can't make any moves. So we get rid of Jimmy's contract, and that's $25 million on the books that we have to find. I mean, I don't know why something's there because he waited too late to have that shoulder surgery. Like you wait last week and then you tell everybody you're having shoulder surgery. So I don't know if he's trying to angle something. But we've got to get help in the secondary though, and these top free agents are going off the market. We probably weren't in line and had enough money for the top ones. Stephen Gilmore's still out there,
right?
But I mean, I knew we were going to get J.C. Jackson. I thought we might have had a shot at like a Carlton Davis, but we got to get secondary help because you've got to stop Cooper Kupp and the Rams, right?
Right.
You got to get cornerbacks. Our front seven is interesting, but there were talks that Bobby Wagner was looking at San Francisco. Like that's a luxury. You don't need Bobby Wagner. You need to stop Cooper Kupp.
Exactly.
The best slot cornerback in the game.
And they got Robert Woods coming back. So
they do. Now, what are they going to do with Odell though? Odell said he might take a discount to go back. He liked it out there.
Well, he didn't even. He worked for free this year, so.
Especially with what he got his money in Bitcoin or something.
Bitcoin, yeah. But he did good. He really carried them towards the end of the. I mean, I would probably the Rams. I would probably Odell back.
Yeah, they talked about him going to Arizona too.
Yeah.
They talked about him going to Arizona too.
Arizona lost Christian Kirk today, $84 million in Jacksonville.
Yeah, and how about Jacksonville? Then Jacksonville signed what's the tight end from the Giants, Ingram, and then
they did.
Yep, and then they signed the offensive guard for the Washington Commanders, and then they signed a linebacker from the Falcons. That's real good young linebacker.
Oh, the guy from Yale. He was from Yale, Aluakon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they gave him like $50 million, didn't they?
Huh?
They gave him like $50 million.
I don't know if it was that much, but they've been signing some people. What's up, Unc? How you doing, man? What you? We was asking the question. What off-season moves surprised you in the NFL? We talked about the different ones. Anyone shock you as well?
Brady coming back.
Yeah, exactly. No, but you said something about did they have a bet on that or something?
The odds on Tampa Bay winning the Super Bowl, the futures was 25 plus 2,500 before he announced. The second he announced, it went to 750. So then there was an article today that there are 3 bets that came in about 3 or 4 days ago, major bets on Tampa Bay winning it all, and they're saying, they thought Deshaun was going to Tampa Bay. That was the rumor.
Right.
It was really Brady.
Brady coming back. Oh wow. So that move surprised you, huh? What? Yeah. I mean, what? That was the quickest retirement. You had I say, man, this ain't quick. I mean, he took 2 months, 40 days or something like that. That was about it, and came back.
Yeah. Well, I think the surprising thing. I mean, I was talking to DeHaven, and DeHaven said that Brady was really looking to go to San Francisco.
Yeah, that's what DeHaven. That's the DeHaven conspiracy theory.
No,
I think you're right. I think he tried to force his way there.
Yeah.
And they called it. So,
yeah, but I was shocked that actually Tampa Bay, would make that move to say that we're holding on to the rights,
right?
I mean, at this point in time, I would figure that you got to look to the future, and Brady's definitely not your future.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to look at it this way, though. Maybe this because and it's the same thing what I was saying about Seattle. I mean, Bruce Arians, he's not a young whippersnapper anymore, So he's like, man, I want to win now. So with Brady give him his best chance of winning now. So maybe that's the thing. He's not looking to the future. His future is just short term with 1 year at a time,
Yeah, but Michael, he's already accomplished that by winning the Super Bowl. Winning the Super Bowl. I mean, what does he have to prove?
He wants to win again. I mean, every year. I mean, you hit the reset button. I remember when I was in college, we just won the championship. We sitting there after the we was in I forgot where it was, and we sitting there and we just started talking about next year. Like, we got to win. You want to win. I mean, it's addictive. You win and you keep wanting winning, and especially the way the season. I was shocked when he said he was retired because I had a bad taste in my mouth. I had lost the game against the Rams, And I was like, man, I can't believe he's going out like that. But he wanted to retire and get it with the family. So they want to win. And I mean, obviously Brady is their best chance of winning. It's hard to win with the rookie quarterback, or especially the guy that didn't play, they got on the staff. So
they should have been in on Deshaun.
Huh?
I don't know why Tampa wouldn't have been in on Deshaun.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but I mean, I think they looked at themselves in the mirror and said, "Kyle Trask is our starting quarterback next year." I don't know about that.
But like you guys said,
I mean, I guess. Huh?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I guess my assumption you're talking about with Watts, you're right, and I thought that they'll be the team to go after him if Brady didn't come back. But now since Brady come back, I mean, what's your thoughts? Would you still say, oh no, Brady, no, you will trade you to San Fran and get Watson? I don't think they would have pulled that off.
He's coming back to Tampa Bay. That's where he's going to have to run. He's going to have to run it back with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And but like you said, I think Michael, when you came on, a good point is it's not a strong division until now. If Deshaun goes to the Saints, I think you really have to watch them. They're losing They might lose Terran Armstead, their top tackle.
Yeah,
but their defense is still good,
and they may lose their safety too, Marcus Williams, because they're over. They're tight on the cap.
They're way over. I don't know how if Mickey Loomis pulls this off, he's the greatest GM ever.
Right.
They were way over the cap. So I mean, the NFC South, Atlanta can't do anything because they're hampered by, unfortunately, Matt Ryan's contract.
Well, he just redid his.
Oh my God, not again.
Yeah, well, they did. I think they guaranteed like part of his salary and then his roster bonus. So they got his cap. He had the highest cap number, and now it's down to like 31 million.
And K. Lou gets 5%.
They did something,
Because Deshaun would have been perfect in Atlanta. He would have been perfect in Atlanta, but I mean, they're so hamstrung by Matt Ryan's contract. I mean, they can't do.
But which one of those teams can afford to give all Houston's asking price? Those picks. Only the Panthers, the only one that'll throw the whole boat at them, right?
Well, I mean, Panthers, Seattle, they got the ammo now since the Russell Wilson trade.
So that's where it's lining up.
Who else? I'm sure.
If I'm him, then I'm going to Seattle. I'm going Pete Carroll, proven coach, get all the way on the West Coast. I got serious receivers out there, and
they'll let it rip. In Seattle too. I think they'll handle the public relations backlog because they love their quarterback starved now, right? So
exactly.
They'll handle the public relations backlog. Backlash easily.
Right. And you got the Eagles too. Got a lot of draft capital. I mean, what you think? Who you thinking? Where you see Watson going, and what's your thoughts?
I'm thinking actually the Eagles. I think that they still need to give Hurst a shot, in reference to, building around him. But I think that the Eagles are going to be one of the teams that possibly look at Watson.
Yeah. You think they'll win out though? Because they got the capital, they got the draft capital. And you know, Hurts. I mean,
Hurts is from Houston. They could send him back to Houston. He's from Houston.
God, and NFC East is probably a cakewalk at this point if he goes there.
Yeah, with Carson Wentz, and that was a crazy move. With Carson Wentz to Washington, I don't know what they were thinking.
I know, what is that?
But if you talk to Washington fans, they are really happy that they got Wentz.
Really?
Are you serious?
We're Washington fans.
And then they got Jeff Hostetler. That's why.
Well, unless they remember Wentz when he was at the Eagles, because he was in the
That's
he
all
always played good against Washington too.
They can sell themselves on anything. That's the politics town. That's it.
But they'd rather. Well, I think Russell Wilson turned them down though. They wanted him. He said no, he wouldn't go there.
Nah,
yeah, they get. Is that what happened?
Russell's smart.
He waived his no trade clause to go to Washington.
Denver is. I mean, you're king of the world out there with that team and that defense playing at Mile High. That's an advantage like no other.
That division, I'm telling you,
that's the problem. You're right. That's right.
That AFC West, that's gonna be tough. I mean, he dropped from the toughest division in the NFC to the toughest division in the AFC. That West, you know, West Side, you know.
Yeah,
that's tough, man. I mean, you think about the Washington. I mean, with Carson Wentz, man, I would think they'll made a run out of Watson since they didn't get Wilson, but with all the sexual allegation stuff that's going on now with with the owners, well, they couldn't. I guess they couldn't handle that. They didn't want to do that. That would have been a PR disaster if they would try to get them. You know.
Yeah, and then no, I agree.
Yeah, you know. We'll switch to basketball. Any thoughts on the March Madness, man? Any you guys watch that? And any thoughts on that? Gonzaga, #1 seed. You got Baylor. Who else you got?
Duke.
You know,
Kansas,
Arizona, and then Kansas City. Are they all those?
Kansas, Kansas. Yeah, they're the 4 #1 seeds.
I got Duke, but they say they overranked us because of Coach K's last year, and Duke shouldn't have been a #2 seed. But
I don't know. I've watched Duke a lot this year. I mean, they obviously have the talent, but they don't play like Duke.
Yeah,
they're young. They're young.
They're young, but the ACC only got 5 teams in the tournament. When's the last time that happened?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
The SEC actually had a better basketball year than the ACC.
Yeah, but ACC, I mean, it was like the 4th or 5th conference in total teams. I don't ever remember that happening. Big Ten had 10 teams. ACC had 5.
Yeah, but Michigan shouldn't have got in with 14 losses.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Michigan shouldn't have got in.
Well, you talk about Duke. Go back to Duke. I mean, your Duke team, DeHaven. I read somewhere today their 5 starters are all projected to go first round.
Yeah, but some shouldn't. But I mean, it's interesting. I think they have Paolo Banchero is probably a top 3 pick. The guy's son, Adrian. I don't know if you remember the guy Adrian Griffith used to play.
Yeah.
His son is
Utah.
Top 10. Yeah. Trevor Kills, I don't know, I don't think he should even come out. But they're just young. They have a good team. It was embarrassing for them to lose to North Carolina in Coach K's last game.
Yeah.
Indoor stadium in front of all the luminaries.
Yeah.
But I think they'll make some noise. They beat Gonzaga already early in the year.
Yeah, that was early. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in that bracket, but Gonzaga always gets better as the year goes on. Yeah. But it'll be interesting. Like I said, Coach K's last run, really going to miss them. So maybe they'll play inspired. But this is, like you say, Double A isn't the team they had a couple years ago with like Zion, Barrett.
They just don't. The ball don't move. It's unless they're on the break.
1-on-1. Yeah.
Unless they're on the break, and that's where you see that they're twice the size of every other player on. And they're playing
shoot that well. They don't shoot that well.
It's not your typical Duke, fundamental team that had the athleticism and had the.
I don't know. The center they got is athletic.
Oh, he's amazing.
He's athletic as heck.
Right. But against Miami, it was like 2 different sized teams, and Miami was hung with them. I was like, "What is going on here?" They couldn't pull away.
Because they're young. Miami was had 86 years. Miami had like 7-year players.
They still all came up to their chest.
Well, what about that loss they just lost? I mean, they didn't even win the ACC tournament. Virginia Tech,
they had food poisoning.
Virginia Tech, the 7th seed beat them. You know,
they ate the same restaurant I ate at.
They had food poisoning the night of the Virginia Tech game.
Oh, is that what it was?
No, they did. They had food
poisoning. That's
poisoning.
your story. You sticking with it, huh? They had food poisoning.
That's what Krzyzewski's face looked like, huh?
Oh, he get mad.
Ooh, he don't look happy.
It's just interesting though. They let Kyrie Irving was in the game. I mean, was at the Duke game in the building. He was at the Brooklyn game on Sunday. He still can't play.
Oh yeah, isn't that crazy? Now let's transition that. I mean, he's there.
They're unmasked.
Allowed to be in courtside, but he's not allowed to play.
But he can't play.
But and Arsenal on the bench with the team.
But the other crazy thing is that if you're a visiting team, you could play if you're unvaccinated.
Yeah, I don't know what Mayor Adams is thinking. But is it a smart move, you guys, for Leo?
But
KD called out the mayor the other day, Dad. He called out the mayor.
KD did.
Oh, KD did. Smart. Yeah.
I mean,
well, KD called them out. Kyrie didn't. KD scored 50 points against the Knicks. He can call anybody out here. You know, that was a great point to call him out. You know, like, hey man, what's on?
Michael, that's not gonna make him mad. That's not gonna make. If you're the mayor, you're gonna be like, who you guys think you are?
No, that's gonna put. If it's Kyrie saying something, it's one thing. But if it's KD saying something, and they understand, trust me, they want to win. The fans want to win. I think that's gonna put pressure on them. You know.
Yeah, but it's a different barrel.
Oh, it's a different barrel.
It's a different barrel. Even though Adams is the mayor of New York, you know, you still dealing with Brooklyn compared to Manhattan.
Okay.
You know, but no, I think that basically it's really becoming real political in reference to Kyrie's situation.
Yeah.
You know, and actually in reference to, I think that the female governor of New York, when she starts to release some of the restrictions that they have in New York, which they say that she supposedly is getting ready to do or has done, then you will see Kyrie coming back in, start playing in some of the games in reference to the playoffs.
Right.
Playing in New York City.
And when you talk about playoff, I mean, right now they're the AC and my Miami Heat, the number one seed. The way they dismantled your Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, I don't see if they get full strength. I don't see how anybody's going to beat them because they got some shooters with Curry, KD, Patty Mills. Who else they got? Kyrie can shoot. I mean, they got some shooters and they got enough beef inside, you know, to handle. I mean, I don't think nobody wants to see them. You know,
without Simmons even sniffing the lineup.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you talk about Simmons, and I forgot about him. And then defensively, even if they don't do that defensively, he's going to give him something. You know, that's going to help him out. You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what's your thoughts on that NBA as far as they can make a run at the AC and they can scare a lot of people? As far as I know, K. Lou ain't here with his Lakers, but the Lakers, man, they seem like they're right support, man.
K. Lou's watching Showtime on HBO right now.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, because in the past, you know, I love LeBron. I love LeBron just too. What they bring to the table. But I mean, they with this team they have, they're not built to win a championship. You know,
if I'm LeBron, I might sit out the rest. I know he wouldn't do it. But I mean, the way they got beat last night, he's kind of complaining about. He scored 50. LeBron scored 50 Saturday night, and then they got beat by 30 by the Suns yesterday.
Yeah,
I mean, it's sad. I hate to see it, and we know he's out there to build his brand, but I mean, the team, like you said, the team is not going anywhere. The Lakers aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, I just don't think. I know last year you thought, okay, they can, it matter where it was at because of injury, they was gonna get it, and then this year you don't have that same type of hope. You know, it's like you hate to bet against LeBron, but you like, man, child, please, they're not built to win. You know,
No,
I mean,
bet against LeBron. bet against LeBron. The Lakers not going anywhere.
I know they're not.
There's too much youth in the West right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, Golden State's not young, but they got young seasonal talent.
They got the talent.
I see LeBron coming back to Miami. I think he's made nice with Pat Riley. They're all friends again. So
even with all that media stuff out there he's got going on and the side businesses and
I mean he's got that regardless, but I don't think he loses that anyways. He's producing every movie in Hollywood these days. But
true.
He's gonna play somewhere with his kid, whether it's Cleveland or Miami. Maybe it's LA, but I don't think he wants a rebuilding project. I think he's.
But you know what? Is it though? Double A, is it really a rebuilding process? Because AD's been hurt. They're still under contract. You got arguably when AD's healthy, him and LeBron, they're still top 10 players in the world, and they could it's just getting those surrounding parts around it. They made a mistake. I mean, Russell, Westbrook's, it wasn't a good fit.
Westbrook's might have not been the right fit, but AD ain't gonna get any healthier. Not with that program, not that system.
You don't think so? I mean, AD's still young,
He is, but he's not. It's not that Miami Heat culture where LeBron could go there right now and play as many minutes, as little minutes as he's want. That team's 10, 12 deep right now with all young talent.
I mean, well, and they got young and old. They're right there. I mean, I was looking at their too deep. I mean, their second team could be a starter. And then you got Morris coming back, who was out for 4 months. He's coming back. I mean, the negative with them is they don't have the size. So if they end up getting with somebody, I mean, with the 76ers, but the 76ers, what do you think about that? I mean, you got Harden, it seemed like now they're just top heavy. They lost a lot of depth making that move with Harden,
Yeah, they almost got beat by Orlando last night.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on, is James Harden, I don't want to say he's breaking down.
It looks like he don't look quick.
Are all those years in Houston, we had to carry the load, are they finally starting to take its toll on him?
Yeah.
I guess
he carried
What's that?
He carried the load during the season. He never carried the load during the playoffs.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's true.
He never carried the load. And in reference to LeBron trying to stick around till Bronny comes into the league, that may be a period. I had a chance to watch Bronny the other day in an AAU game, and the key player on the team was this kid named Amari Bailey.
Oh yeah, he's the top. He's the number one basketball player in the country.
Yeah, left-handed.
Yeah,
and
going to
they
UCLA.
Actually got beat.
Oh wow.
Okay. And Bronny wasn't a standout.
Right.
Interesting.
Wade's kid's only averaging like 1.5 points or something in the G League. I don't even know if he's getting any minutes.
Wade has an ownership piece in the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
His son plays for the Utah Jazz affiliates in the G League. And there's hot rumors that LeBron's trying to do expansion in Las Vegas. Trying to get a team in Las Vegas, yeah.
Trying to get an expansion team in Las Vegas?
Mm-hmm. Like he's sticking around, like he's trying to make a play for expansion. Adam Silverman wants to be in Vegas. They were looking at Vegas and Seattle, but that he wants to make an expansion team, put an expansion team in Vegas, and LeBron might be a part of that. The Lakers are in an interesting conundrum because who does Jeannie Buss listen to? Is it Magic? But Magic said Westbrook was the worst traded ever for them, but then he walked it back. Like, who does he?
But I thought Magic was out of the Lakers organization right now.
He is.
To him again.
He's out, but he's don't have official title, but he's Magic,
Yeah.
He always got a seat at the table, I guess.
But Miami would be interesting for LeBron to go back. I think it'd be perfect. At his age, but they have a lot of money tied up. Like, didn't they give Lowry $90 million?
Yeah, but they could trade Butler and Duncan Robinson. They could trade a couple pieces. And
don't trade Bam Adebayo.
They ain't trading Bam. They ain't trading Hero. I guarantee that's their Stockton Malone. Those two are untradeable at this point.
Well, Hero's a 6-man double A.
Yeah, exactly.
Hero ain't no 6 man.
You got Duncan Robinson.
That's Jerry. That's a young Jerry West, is what he looks like to me.
Yeah, well, after he stopped partying last year, and
he's 20 years old on South Beach. What do you want from him?
that was the knock on Hero, that they were the organization was mad about his lifestyle.
Yeah, they got it under control now. He's going to get paid this offseason.
I think he had a baby too, or something like that. I think he just had a kid or something like that. But that was the rumor, that the Miami lifestyle is a little bit too much for him.
Yeah. Well, do you think right now they're number 1 seed? Do you think they can finish it out? Do you think they can? Who's your early prediction to win it all in the East and in the West?
Somebody else go.
I respect my elders. I'll let Uncle.
I think that Miami has a really good chance.
Or just give me your 2 top teams in the East and 2 top teams in the West.
Well, I mean, my 2 top teams in the East. My top team in the East is the Nets. I'm a Nets, do or die. Okay. And in the West, I'd like to look at Phoenix again.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What about you, David?
Yeah, my 2 top teams in the West are Phoenix. I like Memphis, but it's going to be Phoenix and Golden State. Phoenix, because the kid Mikal Bridges is starting to play lights out to be like a real third option. So they're solid at 4 spots on the floor with Ayton, Booker when CP3 comes back. But Mikal Bridges is starting to play lights out. And Golden State, because Draymond's coming back. And I just think with Draymond, he makes them totally different team with the infusion of Jordan Poole, starting to play great. Yeah. So taking the load off of Wiggins. In the East, I'm like my father. I love the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, Kyrie Irving is my favorite player. I just bought tickets for when he comes to Atlanta because I got to see this kid play in person. And then I'm gonna go with Milwaukee. I don't think Milwaukee gets the love that people
right.
That people should. I know sometimes they play. Milwaukee can tend to play down to the competition, and sometimes Milton, like, he's here and then he's there. But I think when the lights are on, with Drew Holiday playing a lockdown defender, Giannis, and they get if they can get Brook Lopez back.
Yeah.
Bobby Portis is another key to their team. I like Milwaukee. And
they got Shabaka too. They
just got Serge Ibaka.
You didn't even name their best player, in my opinion, is Middleton.
That's what I said. To me, Middleton is up and he's streaky though. To me, Middleton's
he's streaky. He's really
but
streaky.
Come playoff time, that guy showed you he's the real deal. I thought they would miss Tucker more than they did, and I'm surprised that they don't.
Yeah, Tucker brought a little toughness to him. We got to see what the playoff, Exactly. Who you got, Double A?
I'm hoping for this Heat. I think in a 7-game series with as deep as they are, if they're healthy, they're gonna once they figure it out. Even Brooklyn, I think they're gonna. Brooklyn I don't think played it together enough. And I mean, obviously, you only play 5 guys at a time. So Durant and Irvin on the floor together, you're down to 2 best players right there. But if they can get over that hurdle, I think that's the only thing stopping them. And I think out of the West, it's obviously Phoenix. And if CP3 comes back, that's without a doubt Phoenix. But Golden State, I would never count them out right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Boston wasn't playing bad either.
Yeah. Boston. They just had a tough loss against somebody though.
Luka the Don, Dallas.
Oh yeah.
Jason Kidd's done a good job there. He's done a.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be some great competitions when the playoffs start. It's gonna be some great games, some great matchups. And man, it's just where the seed's gonna be. It could be a collision course on 2 best teams early. Like Brooklyn, I'm hoping they win it a little bit, get out of that AC, go to 7, so at least let my Heat meet them in the conference final.
Miami might slip a little bit and coming down the
either they
road
need to
here.
slip or Brooklyn need to win. One or the other. They need to get out there. They don't need to play Brooklyn in that, because that Brooklyn, man, that would be a great matchup because both teams got some shooters and scorers.
Yeah, that'd be a great matchup.
That's going to be a great one.
Is there any news on the Clipper Stars? Because I know they're still in the playoff hunt without their two best players. Are they coming back? Or
I don't know.
I haven't heard a word about either one of them.
Yeah,
I forgot all about give me my money and I'm gonna sit out. I'm a load manage for the whole year because they're in the playoffs. Exactly. It's weird. They're in the playoffs, but are they coming back? Or
I don't know. That's a good question. You're right. And you know, with Kawhi, he, like you say, load management. He got hey, it ain't right. It ain't right.
He never should have went home to play. You know, he should have stayed away from California.
They were in the Western Conference Finals last year though without him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in reference to the things that go along with
being home.
Yeah,
he froze up. That's my question back. Talking about Kawhi, Mike, with Miami is what are we going to see with Lowry in the playoffs? Because come that last 5 minutes and that slow down playoff game, is he going to be that point guard that he used to be? Because right now he's a facilitator. He ain't been scoring, but they need him to take that pressure off.
I mean, he's a good player and he makes good decisions. So I can see he knows when to take over. He knows when to give it away. So I think that's where that experience is going to kick in. Having his leadership is going to be great.
But was he worth 3 years, $90 million?
So far, based on what I saw this year, I don't know.
But they're number one seed. They trying to win now. So I mean, I guess you had to do that to get him. You know what I'm saying? Because they did a sign and trade with Toronto, right, to get him.
Yeah, they gave up Achua and Goran. So it was an upgrade. I think for them they needed it. But I think that you'll really know come playoff if he turns up, if he takes it to the next level. And I think he's been basically saying that I've been resting, getting ready for the playoffs. That's what I'm here for. That's what they brought me here for.
And that's smart too. They still number one seed. That's smart.
Because they basically have him, Butler, and Tucker resting every other game coming off the bench at this point.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Y'all don't put Chicago in the mix at all?
They started on fire, but I don't know. I haven't seen enough of them. They started on fire.
They need five. They need five DeMar Rosen's. They only got one.
Zach LaVine's knee is hurt, I think.
Yeah. Who?
Zach LaVine, his knee is hurt.
And how's Ball doing? Is Ball hurt still, or
Ball still hurt too?
I haven't seen much of him.
Yeah,
Boston got hot late. You mentioned earlier.
The best Ball is in Charlotte. LaMelo.
LaMelo.
Yeah, I agree.
You're not gonna be there long.
So are y'all counting Memphis out too?
No.
Memphis, man, they number 2 seed. They good. I'm in some great competition. It's all about matchups, I think. But Memphis is crazy.
I will enjoy watching.
Go ahead.
It might be Ja Morant this year. It might be the MVP. It's talking about the most valuable player in the NBA. He's having the year that I don't think anyone's ever seen before. So should I add Mike back in here? Got cut out. There he is.
Yeah, can't hear.
Yep.
All right, fellas. I gotta head out. Y'all want to continue or?
I gotta run.
We good.
Okay. All right, hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate y'all coming on. Appreciate everybody watching. From Sideline2Baseline, we are out. Peace. Thanks, Love you guys.
All right, now.
All right, peace.
Peace.